guys, welcome back to Keto Kitchen Chaos with Jackie. Very happy that you're here to join me today. I've been gone for a little bit, but we're back and we're going to make some Thanksgiving dessert today. We're going to do a pumpkin cheesecake and we're going to actually follow a recipe. So if you want to say hi, she missed you too. So come on, let's go get all of our ingredients together. You ready? All right, she says she's ready. All right, guys, so here I have our cast of characters for our no-bake pumpkin cheesecake. Now, I'm not going to use a crust. You can definitely make one if you would like. There are lots of low-carb crust recipes online. I'm just not going to because I'm a bariatric patient and I don't have a lot of room to take up in my stomach. So I want the good stuff. I want the pumpkin pie. I want the filling. So that's why we're just going to make the pumpkin cheesecake filling. So please feel free that if you do want to make a low carb crust, like I said, I'm sure there's plenty online. Okay, so we're going to half the recipe today. So I'm going to use a half a cup of heavy whipping cream, 8 ounces of cream cheese, so that's 1 block, which I'm letting it sit out so it comes to room temperature, 7.5 ounces of pumpkin puree, a half a cup of sugar-free powdered sugar. So that is my Swerve confectionery sugar back there. That is our natural sugar replacement. So it's not artificial sugar. It's an all-natural erythritol, better for you. No carbs. Yay! We're also going to do some cinnamon, and it calls for nutmeg, but I don't have any nutmeg, but I do have pumpkin pie spice, and I have some ground ginger. I figured we'd just add a little bit of that until it tastes like pumpkin pie. Oh, and the amount of cinnamon is a half a teaspoon. If I would have had the nutmeg, that would have been 1/4 teaspoon. So that's not really very much. So that's why I figure we'll make do with the pumpkin pie spice and the ground ginger. So I'm going to get my bowls together. You're going to need a couple of bowls and your beaters. So I'm going to go get that and then we'll get this started. All right, guys, so I have my half a cup of heavy whipping cream and my beaters are ready to go. So I'm just going to pour this into my bowl. And then we're just going to beat this, like I said, to make whipped cream. So I'm not going to make you listen as I do this, but I'll show you what it looks like whenever I'm done. All right, guys, we are done whipping our heavy cream. So I've got some stiff peaks. This took me about 1.5 minutes and I had it at medium speed. So that was a lot of fun, just saying. I forgot how easy it was to make whipped cream. Now the great thing is it doesn't call for this on the recipe, but if you wanted some whipped cream to put on the top to serve it, you can just use your heavy whipping cream and add some of your sweetener to it to make a sweetened whipped cream. So this is just, I believe, to fluff up our pumpkin cheesecake. So now we're going to go and get our bigger bowl so we can start adding and beating some of our other ingredients. So let me go get that for you. Okay, so we are going to throw in our block of cream cheese to our big bowl. Like I said, I used the bigger one because we're going to be adding everything to this bowl. I did tell you that I have this recipe, right? I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, I did. I'll post the full recipe online, but just so you know, this actually called for like 2 blocks of cream cheese and a big can of pumpkin, but we don't need a lot of dessert, so we're just doing a little bit. All right, let me move this back just a little bit. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna beat our cream cheese until it's nice and fluffy. So I'm gonna start doing that. Oh, and we're just moving right along. So I beat the cream cheese just for about 1 minute. I threw it in the microwave for about 20 seconds. It wasn't quite soft enough for me to get with the beaters. And now we're going to add 7.5 to a cup. I mean, that's not going to kill anybody, right? Of our pumpkin puree. And we're going to throw that in. And then we're going to start beating it up some more. Hey, look at that. It's looking really good. It smells so nice with that pumpkin. Okay, so both of these things, I just beat them on low speed just until they're well combined and there's no lumps. So our next thing is we're going to add our sweetener. Now, I am not really big on super sweet desserts. I never have been. So it calls for a half a cup. I'm gonna start with 1/4 cup, and honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna add all of that. Again, this is more, I'm gonna say this is more of a to taste. So I have a cheesecake recipe that my ex-mother-in-law had given me. She always made the best cheesecake. And the wonderful thing I think about it was that she never added much sugar. It was a huge cheesecake that she'd make. I can't remember, it's like either 4 or 8 blocks of cream cheese. I have the recipe somewhere. I haven't made it in a while. But she would only use a cup of sugar. So it was a cup of sugar to all of this cream cheese. So you really got the tang of the cream cheese. And that was, I think that's probably why it's my favorite. And maybe I'll make that for you guys. That's actually when you put into the springform pan and it goes in the oven in a water bath, and it's a bit time consuming. Again, I just don't eat enough dessert to do that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. So what I'm going to do, I have a 1/4 cup of my powdered erythritol. I'm going to add half of that. Okay, maybe a little bit more. We're going to beat this again. Again, we want it just to be nice and creamy, so we're just kind of mixing everything a little bit at a time so that there's no big lumps. I'm going to mix this, and then I'm going to taste it, and I'm going to see if I need to add more sweetener to it. Okay, so I ended up adding a 1/4 cup of sweetener, and I think that that is going to be plenty for us. So like I said, the great thing about this recipe is there's no eggs or anything in it, so feel free to taste it and adjust as you want to. So now we're going to go in and we're going to start adding our seasonings. So I have my handy dandy little measuring spoons here. So we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And again, I'm thinking I might like more cinnamon than that, so we'll just kind of see. So we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then I'm also going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. We're going to start with a 1/2 teaspoon of that. See if we need to add more or not. And then I think for my other spices, I'm going to go ahead and just do a 1/4 teaspoon. So I'm going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of the ground ginger. Maybe a little bit less than that. Let me see. Now we'll do about half of that. I told you I have a recipe, but I still can't follow it. And then also some of the pumpkin pie spice. The reason I have the pumpkin pie spice in the cupboard is I love to add this to my coffee. I add it to the coffee grounds, and then I brew my coffee, and it just gives it that nice little pumpkin pie flavor. So just a little idea for you. Okay, we're going to beat this again, and then I'm going to give it a taste, and we'll see if we need to add any more of our spices. I gotta say, this is starting to taste pretty good, gang. So I think that is a good amount for right now. We're gonna taste it at the end once we get everything combined, because the next thing we're gonna do is add our whipped cream. So I'm just gonna throw this in here. And then we're gonna mix all these ingredients together. And then that, I think, is pretty much it. We're gonna be done. Again, I'm gonna taste it at the end, see if we need to adjust anything. And then I guess I got to figure out what I'm actually going to put this in, because I didn't really get that far. Okay, that's okay. We'll figure it out. Oh, we also need a little pinch of salt. I almost forgot about that. Oh, let's see. So, yeah, little pinch. So that just helps bring out some of the sweetness, I think, is why they add that to baked goods and things. So just tiny little bit. Okay, let me give this another mix, and then we're going to give it a taste. All right, we are done mixing. Again, I just did this on low speed until everything was well incorporated. It is nice and fluffy. That's really cool. Beautiful color. Let me see. We're going to go ahead and we're going to give it a taste. Ooh. Oh, guys, that tastes really good. I'm excited. Yay. All right, so now what I'm going to do, like I said, is I'm going to put this in containers. We're going to put it in the fridge so it will firm up for us. I will show you the finished product. But otherwise, that's it. That's all there is to the recipe. Can you believe it? I think that was the easiest one yet. All right, so check back with me here in a little bit, and we'll go to the end. All right, guys, so here we have it, our final finished product. I found these cute little glass parfait containers, so that's what I ended up putting our pumpkin pie cheesecake in. So it came out really good. It's really nice and fluffy. So it's not like a compact cheesecake, so just to let you know. And that is just because of all the whipping that we did. And I think it's delicious. I've actually tasted this. I saved this container just for you guys, but it came out really well. And I also think it would do good if we just wanted to do like a whipped cheesecake filling. So all the same steps except for omitting the pumpkin, and of course those seasonings. You could use some other seasonings if you wanted, like maybe some like lemon extract or something like that. That would be really good. So maybe we'll play around with that a little bit the next time I get a hankering to have something sweet. The other thing I thought of is, well, if you don't like the cream cheese, you could do it with just the pumpkin. Again, you follow all of the same directions that we did, just don't add the cream cheese to it. And again, I think that would be delicious. So with whatever you do, good luck. Again, this is just meant to inspire you. I'm just playing around with recipes, you know, just having some fun. So let's go ahead and give that a little bit of a taste. Reminds me of fall. Reminds me of Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is right around the corner. I hope you all have the best Thanksgiving. I know it might be a little bit smaller than you're used to. Maybe you can't get around, you know, as much of your family because of what we're going through right now, but still make the best of it and be thankful. I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for my friends and my family. I'm thankful that I have a good job. I'm thankful that I'm here and I'm able to make these videos for you. So come back and check out what else we have. I'm also going to post a link up here. I have some things that I made last year for Thanksgiving. One is a green bean casserole from scratch that is low carb. I also tried to do a stuffing. It came out okay, but it wasn't the best. So, but you can try it. Maybe you'll be able to make it better and then give me some suggestions. I'm working on a couple ideas for this year. I don't know if they're going to come to fruition or not. We'll just kind of see how it goes. All right, guys, be blessed. Thank you. Bye.